era, and you made it happen. That's the power of Showcase. I've said it repeatedly that it's impossible for me to predict a hypothetical scenario with precision, but I have to believe that if I was here in 2019, I would have done anything to get to the front of the line to beat Kurt Angle's final opponent at WrestleMania 35.
He has held every title imaginable. European champion, Intercontinental champion, 6-time world champion.
Not many people know this, but when I first joined the ECW brand in 2006, Kurt Angle was my goal. He'd found new life with the brand, leaning into the extreme side of things, mauling his opponents with a reinvigorated approach to the ground and pound offense. But those dreams would go unrealized with Kurt leaving WWE only about a month after my arrival. I could see it all in my head, though. Kurt comes out on Raw to announce that he'll be retiring at WrestleMania. With the crowd already shocked, Kurt goes to announce his opponent, only I wouldn't give him that chance. See, I really don't care who Kurt's chosen, because as I'd say to Kurt's face, I've chosen Kurt to be my opponent at WrestleMania 35. If Kurt wins, he gets to go out on top. But when I get the win, Kurt at least had the chance to go out on a shield against an opponent willing to push him to his limits. Kurt's retirement will happen one way or another, but it's up to you to decide who will be standing at the top of the winner's podium and who will have to settle for a silver medal when I collide with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 35.
The man looking to end the career of Kurt Angle with a loss tonight, CM Punk.
The following is Kurt Angle's farewell match and is a submission match. From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Punk has gladly accepted the opportunity to ruin Kurt's last night on the grandest stage of them all.
What better test for the best in the world than a man he idolizes? One of very few men to achieve the amateur wrestling Grand Slam, Kurt Angle.
You can tell Punk has been looking forward to this match. This chance to face Kurt Angle at WrestleMania.
Yeah, for years, CM Punk has dreamed of this moment. What a notch in Punk's belt a win here would be.
The only gold medalist in WWE history. The wrestling machine, Kurt Angle.
Competing in his final match after a 20-year Hall of Fame career, the only gold medalist in WWE history, Kurt Angle.
It was CM Punk who threw a challenge at Kurt Angle. Said he wanted to give Kurt the chance to see if he could take down the best in the world. Triangle armbar. Triangle armbar. Submission hold in. Submission locked in tight. He's got to find a way out of this.
Struggling, clawing. Kurt breaks out.
It's CM Punk versus Kurt Angle in a submission match. Angle's final match at WrestleMania. His final match ever in WWE. Remember, this match came to be in quite a rude fashion. Angle was ready to choose his final opponent, and CM Punk stole that choice away from him. A classless act from someone who claims to have so much respect for the man.
Well, that's your perspective, Michael Cole. Many others would say that Punk is doing Kurt a favor.
It's a favor? Deciding a Hall of Famer's retirement match? That's a favor?
Listen, Cole. It's an honor for Angle to wrestle CM Punk at WrestleMania. It's a fantastic ending for Kurt to be able to say, my last match is with CM Punk.
I don't know what's wrong with you, Corey. You've got worms in your ears or something. It really feels like this match could come down to Punk's strikes and smarts versus Angle's technique and experience. Who do you give the edge to?
My gut says Kurt Angle, the man who has seen and done it all. But if Punk gets lucky and lands one good shot, it could give him one heck of an opening. Oh, and nobody's there. Angle gets out of the way.
And way long ago, there was an opportunity for these two men to have locked up, but the stars just never aligned.
That's correct. ECW is what you're talking about, Cole. A mid-2000s rebranding. CM Punk and Kurt Angle were positioned as the premier attractions. Punk being the young up.
Coquina clutch. Coquina clutch is in. Time to go night-night.
All the pressure on the neck right now. Extremely difficult to get. Coquina clutch. Nowhere to go, but there is a way to break it.
Ooh. He wriggles out of the danger zone there.
Ooh, kick from behind. Ouch. CM Punk has been talking out of both sides of his mouth.
Punk now locking in the Anaconda vice grip, and that is cinched in tight.
That's hooked in deep. Is he going to tap here?
I don't know how.
The pain's too great. That's it.
Here is your winner, CM Punk.
This was one to remember, and certainly a victory CM Punk will never forget, forcing Kurt Angle to tap out to end his career with a loss here at the showcase of the Immortals.
A fitting end to an incredible career. Kurt leaves here a warrior who can hold his head high with pride. Angle gave so much to this industry, and we thank him for all he's done.
Maybe it's only in an alternative timeline, but I'll take the advantage of any opportunity to share the ring with Kurt Angle, win or lose. And as far as what happens if I stay in WWE, there's one more match I'll always wish for. Working with him, even if it was only briefly when he joined the new Nexus, made it abundantly clear to me that he would accomplish anything if he ever committed himself to it. A return to NXT gave him that chance, and soon Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family were the talk of the wrestling world. They arrived on the main roster, terrorizing any superstar that got in their way.
And Bray Wyatt calmly watches as his family members dismantle Punk.
That included me. And while I have a match at the 2013 Survivor Series that on paper says was against the Wyatt family, it didn't have Bray Wyatt in it. I never got to compete against him once he realized his potential. I would have loved to have The Fiend set his sights on me. The Fiend took wrestling places it had never been before by taking his opponents places they had never been before. If I had my way, I'd take on The Fiend at WrestleMania 37. And I'd look for solace in the one place that I know to be the great equalizer. Hell in a Cell. He was once in a lifetime. I'm thankful for the time we did have together. But until we meet again, we'll make it happen here in my showcase. CM Punk against The Fiend at WrestleMania. You can choose who you'll control. But once that door closes, there's no telling what will happen.
It all comes down to this. Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. A demonic structure built with thousands of square feet of cold steel chain link. And tonight, it will be the battleground for CM Punk and The Fiend.
Being a WWE superstar, you find yourself in a lot of dangerous situations. But right now, I don't think anyone is in a more dangerous situation than CM Punk.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk!
For the first time ever, guys, CM Punk will enter Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania.
We've seen Punk inside the cell before, but this is something else. Facing The Fiend on the grandest stage of them all. I can't imagine what's going through Punk's mind right now. He has got to be a bundle of nerves.
Yeah, Corey, separately, Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania, and The Fiend are all daunting presences to prepare for. But together, this has to be nearly impossible.
Legends, champions, Hall of Famers, all of them have left their matches against him different. Some scarred, some broken, but none of them have ever been the same again. I can't imagine what's going through Punk's mind right now. Not only taking on The Fiend, but being locked inside the Hell in a Cell with that monster at the showcase of the Immortals.
His nerves have to be shot. As calculated as Punk is in the ring, there's no way he could possibly figure out what The Fiend...
From the middle rope, breathtaking Hurricane Rana.
Consecutive high-risk maneuvers, and the pace of this match has certainly picked up.
Oh, huge miss right there.
Oh! Boom! Boom! Hammer and sickle!
CM Punk and The Fiend facing off against each other at the event that brings out the best in each man. WrestleMania.
You speak the truth, Corey Graves. Every time Punk comes down that ramp at WrestleMania, his next level competitiveness hits an all-time high. That's why we've seen him have all-time WrestleMania classics against the likes of Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and The Undertaker. But as for The Fiend, I need only remind you of what happened last year at WrestleMania. The Fiend lured John Cena into the Firefly Funhouse match and destroyed the franchise both physically and mentally.
And since then, John Cena has not been seen in a WWE ring. Gotta wonder if CM Punk will suffer the same fate should The Fiend get his way tonight. This has to be such an uneasy feeling for Punk right now. He's usually trying to outthink his opponents.
Yeah, but how in the world do you outthink something that doesn't even think like a human? I think Punk's going to have to rely on his speed and technical abilities here if he even wants to remotely have a chance at beating The Fiend.
Bringing this back into the ring. Loving blow. Well, according to my notes, CM Punk has in-ring experience against Bray Wyatt, but in reality, he's never seen this side of Bray.
Something else to note is that Punk's
CM Punk walking in the Anaconda Vice Grip.
This is a bad spot. He's all tied up in that hold.
Testing the thresholds of pain tolerance. A tap out could be imminent.
Kneeing his way out. And he's free.
Being placed in the corner here. Oh, body on body. Look at that insult to injury with that one. Just over a year ago. Bray Wyatt is set, creepy, eerie. One of the most bizarre superstars we've ever witnessed walking across the ring, if you want to call it walking. More like a spider. Measuring his opponent's
Sister Abigail.
I don't know how Punk can recover from that. The Fiend may have victory in his twisted sights.
Well-placed elbow to break up the maneuver.
Hard-hitting calf kick finds its mark. Once again attacking the skull and doing some pretty decent damage in the process. Just targeting the leg, testing the limits. Something that should not get lost in all of this. Opponent lifted up. Jaw, meet knee. GTS connects. Will that sew this up for Punk?
Cover. We have a cover. 2.
CM Punk beats the Fiend.
Here is your winner, CM Punk.
I don't know how on earth Punk was able to do it, but he's standing victorious over the Fiend here tonight.
Yeah, but does he really think this will be the end of the nightmares? I think it's just the beginning.
That's a nightmare that can wait until Punk goes to bed tonight. For now, he's just happy to defeat this monster on the grandest stage of them all. Here comes a man who is very much in my fave 5.
A match like this is all about the kind of knockout power that he has. An underground match is almost tailor-made for him.
A man who always gets a strong reaction from the WWE Universe, and it will only intensify once the bell rings.
Without a doubt, this is the kind of match he's made for. With his incredible precision and knockout power, we should see big things from him here tonight.
The following is an NXT Underground.
Here we go. Fight is underway. Underground rules. The referees really will be around to claim a winner.
A match type where you really don't want to underestimate your opponent's ability. This is a fight, plain and simple, with all that entails. As far as I'm concerned, anything's fair game here. Just like on the street.
Neckbreaker!
Oh!
Lifting their opponent back to their feet in a thunderous right hand.
Quick sidestep by Booker.
Tossed by the neck. Oh, man, what a strong kick.
Well-aimed knee drop.
Hey, guys, I think that busted him open.
Sky high.
Like a heat-seeking missile right on target.
And just as destructive.
Incoming. You gotta be kidding me.
Fueled by emotion, doing whatever it takes to take out the competition.
Watch out. Through the air. And connects.
That had to have hurt just as much as it hurt your opponent.
Take off. Whoa, look out.
Wiping out the competition, but also possibly yourself.
Just a continuous rush on R-Truth here.
And Truth needs to find an opening fast.
We've seen a few underground matches, and they seem to favor the more technical superstars on the roster.
A good technical knowledge will certainly help you here, but that alone can't win it for you. You really need to be a multi-tool fighter in an underground match. You have to use all of your physical abilities to their fullest.
Oh, great wherewithal there.
Connecting with a punch.
Oh, he saw it coming.
Booker T setting his opponent up with a bookend. R-Truth in big-time jeopardy.
Evades the attack and a moment too soon.
Booker T playing to the crowd now.
What a punch.
He's doing everything he can to fight out of this tough spot.
Clothesline.
He's going outside to regroup, to catch his wind a little bit.
From the top.
Absolutely no telling what's underneath the ring tonight.
Betting it all on a daring leap from the top.
And it paid off for the moment. Now it's time to capitalize. Not sure what Booker's looking for under the apron here.
He's channeling some hardcore legends.
Booker T scores the victory. Let's take another look at these guys getting after it.
Here is your winner, Booker T.
And so it's Booker